Angry guy here, and black women resent passport bros. Black women resent passport bros. I want to go ahead and jump right into this comment. So, I have a video discussing why women are furious that foreign women respect men. And of course, there was a comment that I received. This woman says, "Great to hear. Now make it a one way round trip ticket. You know, we are not checking for y'all. Easy to choose a woman when you are paying. The real flex is being able to bag a woman anywhere without having to book a ticket. Y'all are really doubling down on this false narrative of being chosen. You really should have your choice of baddies here if you were worthy, but you know you are not." Now, let's look how interesting this is. These women will never actually acknowledge that men are choosing to go overseas, not because they cannot get a woman in Western society, but because they do not want a woman in Western society. They are choosing to avoid having relationships with women in Western society because they are not interested in what is being offered to them. Modern women can never accept the idea that they are being rejected and and then replaced by foreign women. Women in Western society say that if a man wants to be with them, they need to make over $100,000 a year. They need to be a millionaire. They need to have all of these different things. And yet, hear me out. This woman is then saying that it's easy to choose a woman when you are paying. But aren't you paying in Western society? And aren't you paying much more in Western society? And there's a reason why they're called baddies, because they're bad girls. These are not the kinds of women that you necessarily would want to have a long term relationship with because they bring nothing to the table. They're called baddies for a reason. They're bad for you. They may look good, they may be attractive, but they bring nothing but bad into your life. These women don't cook, don't clean. They offer very little utility, or rather, no utility at all. They say that a real man will provide everything that she needs: food, shelter, so someone to cook for her or someone to prepare the food for her so that she can order food whenever she wants to order food. A lot of these women won't even eat at Burger King. Mayumi often talks about how much she loves Burger King. She's absolutely crazy about Burger King. Mayumi is a physician, so she makes pretty decent money, so presumably, and her husband owns a security company. So they, I am going to presume, are making relatively good money. Mayumi drives a Fiat. You know, that's referring to Mayumi. That's our favorite doctor slash resident troll, and she drives a Fiat. Her husband drives a 1965 Land Rover, and she's crazy about Burger King. These are people that are living in their means. They are high income, but they are living extremely in their means. Versus modern women who want to have nothing to do with a relationship other than extracting wealth and resources from the man. This woman is throwing jabs, saying, now make it a round trip. Don't make it a round trip. Make it a one way. They're obviously upset, obviously angry. They cannot accept the notion that men don't want a woman in Western society. They don't want the characteristics. They don't want what women are offering in Western society. There's some of you that talk about in the comments, well, the laws are beginning to change. Things are starting to change. So what? If the laws began to change, let me explain what would happen in Western society for those of you knuckleheads that don't understand this. If all the laws changed in Western society right now, and it became more feasible and equitable for men to have relationships without having to lose all of their money or risk, getting M2'd and losing everything, or all of these terrible things, or divorce court. Guys, this is stuff that would take decades to really turn around. But let's say everything changed overnight. It doesn't change the fact that men will end up in relationships with women who don't bring anything to the table and have high body counts and bad attitudes. Men in Western society don't want relationships with these people. These women are, just because the law suddenly changed doesn't mean that these women are now going to become fit, feminine, and friendly. It doesn't mean that their attitudes are just going to change. It doesn't mean that there won't still be personal risk and liabilities. The trust is gone. It doesn't mean that these women won't still lie. I don't know what you guys are talking about. If the laws actually changed, what men would do is they would go overseas. They would take those women from overseas and bring them back to Western society before they would ever marry a woman in Western society, because they're not just getting the women from overseas because they're not just getting them from overseas because they can't get a woman in America. They're going overseas because they don't like what women from America have to offer. They don't like the culture. They don't want women with American cultural values, what the cultural values of America have become under the feminist model. They are rejecting what women in Western society bring. They don't want that anymore. High debt, high body count, a high reading on the scale. Men are not looking for that. They want women who are fit, feminine, friendly, agreeable, team players. A woman that brings him peace. This whole notion of the man cave. You go overseas, the whole house is your domain. You don't have a man cave. You don't go hide in some little room to hide away from your wife and your kids. When you come home, that entire house is yours. That's your castle. And it's your wife's job to make it your castle, to make you so comfortable that you feel recharged so you can go out into the world and fight for your family each and every single day. That is what her job is. Her job is to ensure your well-being, your mental, your physical, your spiritual well-being. This is something that Soraya talks about in her videos, how she takes care of her husband. Soraya looks amazing for 40. It is unbelievable how she looks at 40. She looks unbelievable. And it's a pattern I've noticed with women who stay off the streets. Miami's like 33, 34 now. She looks unbelievable. Granted, yes, Asians look young forever. But, well, I shouldn't say forever. Basically, they look young until they're like 60, and then suddenly they accelerate in aging sometimes. But it literally varies. But Asian people can look long, in all jokes aside, can look young for a long time, but they can also age rapidly if they don't live proper and healthy lives. And it's for everyone. I look at Soraya. Soraya looks amazing. And you know how that happened? Because she stayed off the streets. And it's a pattern that you see with a lot of women who that they don't spend their youth on the streets. They don't spend their 20s in the streets, their 30s in the streets. Come 40, they look amazing. They take care of themselves. They live well, eat well. They don't have these high body counts, and they have a strong relationship with their husbands. And here's the thing: after 20 years of building a relationship with someone, you now have a person of value. So she has a person of value. And what do these women have? After 20 years in the streets, they've deleted multiple children that they did not want. So they've deleted that, ended those gestations, and they have high body counts that would put Master Chief to shame. Like they've been dropping more bodies than Master Chief fighting the Covenant. So, I mean, what do y'all think now? They can't compete with foreign women. And another thing is that these women go around acting like, like they're getting their nut off, and literally saying that, that they're just out getting their nut off or spreading their seed. Like, bro, you're a woman. Women are so deep in their masculine energy right now. They are literally saying they're out there spreading their seed. Spreading their seed, bro. A man is the one. A man, like they're disconnecting from basic biology. It's a man it's a man whose genetic material fertilizes an egg. It's not the other way around. And yet they don't care because they live in their own reality. And you look at the comment from this woman, and you can see it's the perfect example of the narcissism. Because if we had enough value, if we were not being rejected, then we would not have to go overseas. We should be able to get a woman in our own backyard. We don't want the women here. We are choosing to consciously reject relationships with the women in Western society and go overseas to find someone that has the cultural values that resonate with us. And they really don't like this. They are very, very upset. They are furious about it. They are disrespectful about it. They are going and saying horrible things, not just to the passport bros, but also to the passport kings, but also to the ladies that are getting in relationships with them. They refuse to acknowledge that these women are beautiful, these women are friendly, these women are well taken care of and well put together. They will never admit to any of it. Instead, they say that these women are poor. They say that these women can't speak English. They say that these women are uneducated. You know, Mayumi was literally clapping back about this. Mayumi is quite funny. She said that, they could say something like they could say what they want, but I legally have the name. I literally have the word doctor in front of my name, you know? And it's like these women just don't get it. They really don't understand how easy it is for foreign women to replace them. There are many women with medical degrees overseas that are still fit, feminine, and friendly that are more than happy to take their spots. There are many nurse practitioners with a DNP overseas that are more than happy to take their spots. There are many women from all walks of life, cooks, cleaners, professional chefs, women engineers who are fit, feminine, friendly, and agreeable that are happy to take their spots. They will take, when I say take their spots, I'm not just talking about their spots in the home. I'm talking about their spots in the workforce. These women will come to Western society and they will replace them in the workforce. And let me make this very clear. A lot of Americans don't have the aptitude that women from these foreign countries have. So they will outperform them easily. If you go to a lot of companies that have female programmers, the best programmers, best female programmers in the world, and a lot of people will resent me saying this, are Indians. Indian women make the best female programmers in the world. It's honestly true. And Western women can easily be replaced by these women. They don't understand that they are very replaceable. My goodness, I'm telling y'all. What do you guys think regarding this? Black women resent passport bros. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about them there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA men walking away. And cheers.